we're going to have to start with the meme, which is our second top story. It's about this woman. Now, chat, I don't know anything about this woman at all, except that she is a meme. I don't know why she's a meme, but she is. But this story is a kind of a Bart Simpson, why would you say that moment? Pentagon denies Taylor Swift is an asset for government Psy-Ops. What an odd thing to say.
Listen, Taylor Swift has the ability to be used in a psyop. If this woman gets pregnant with her current boyfriend, the birth rate will be fixed.
Is she that fertile? Or do you mean that everyone will take her as an inspiration?
No, but the white millennial women will look around and go, oh no, I know what I have to do.
They're all programmed to do what she does. Is that her role? Is she the arch white millennial woman?
Yes.
Understood. The article from Breitbart is apparently very, very short, actually. I'm not sure why. They say, if you think the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit once floated the notion of turning singer Taylor Swift into an asset for PSYOPs, then you'd be wrong. No less an authority than the US Department of Defense says so. The official denial came after Fox News host Jesse Watters suggested this week pop star Swift could be a front for a covert political agenda. Politico reports during his show, Jesse Watters Primetime, the host told viewers around 4 years ago the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset. I haven't seen her ass or her assets, but I would question that decision on the basis of other things. I'm sure there's something. She's 34. That is millennial, yeah. So I don't know. This Breitbart story seems like it's supposed to be a lot longer. It's from a day ago, but there's nothing here. We could always have a look at the Politico source for it.
Do you want to know how it's explained that she would be an asset for the CIA?
Go on.
Okay, so basically, Taylor Swift concerts are unbelievably massive and popular, and people come from miles around to come see her. And she's for the last couple of years, she's been a bit of a leftist mouthpiece. She's just like a yay, vote blue, compassion and whatever. She's been one of those celebrities for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And the theory goes that they would deploy her in specific cities at specific times on the run up to elections to encourage young people to vote blue. And that is how she would be an asset to the CIA. And there was the whole thing of just like, oh, we have to do these cities at these times of the month, at these dates, relative to these elections, and that's how we get more power. It's slightly unhinged, but I could also buy it.
No, that is somewhat believable. The thing is, if that was the case, it could very well be that she didn't exactly know it. That it could just be that there was some little tiny thread of information that flowed into her inner circle, that flowed into someone that organized the dates and locations. And the thread they may not even have known it came from the CIA, but it was advice that was solid enough that they almost always followed it, perhaps a bit of money attached. Perhaps done through official channels. Maybe there's, sponsorships for different venues to sponsor them. There could have been so many layers of abstraction here that, it's very possible the CIA could have been essentially directly influencing where she turned up in order to influence election results if it had that effect. It's possible. It's possible. Somewhat unlikely, but possible. I'm sure it's been done before. The thing is that would the CIA use their power to help specifically the Democrats? Yes, but I don't think that's been the case until maybe, about 10 years ago. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they help whichever is the president in charge. I'm not sure. But possible, but I would have doubts. What's interesting, though, aside from all that speculation, is that here Politico is, what we know is that the Department of Defense has said that it's not true. We haven't used her for that. And what Politico has spun that as is, you silly conspiracy theorists, not to worry, it's been debunked. We're pushing back on your conspiracy theory. Now, I know that the word conspiracy theory has that connotation. It doesn't literally mean that, but that's obviously how they're using it. The Department of Defense saying we didn't do this, it does not change the meter, does not change the needle in any sense on whether they actually did or not. In fact, you may argue that it makes it more likely that they did. It's smuggling. He says the big names go global and can let you move illegally, things you shouldn't technically have to do things Okay, odd wording, but I think I know what you mean. Again, plausible, but I don't think the Pentagon would need to do that. Maybe, but I'm sure, like, they could just put it in a CIA truck and no questions would be asked. Even if it had CIA on the side, or if it's just a black truck, they just flash a Fed badge to the border patrol people. They let them through. Maybe that gets reported. Fair enough. Maybe if they want to go completely unseen, but I'm not sure they would need to do any of that, really. I mean, they have private jets and stuff. Like, I'm sure they could figure out a way other than putting it in Taylor Swift's fucking guitar case. Yeah, I agree, Voodoo. I agree. So yeah, sometimes you want the punters working at border control seeing it, but again, I'm sure they could come up with a better cover than that they have more control over. That's interesting, Caligius. Again, I don't think they created it, but they may have encouraged it with that intention, and encouraged it to go that way. That's standard. But intelligence agencies don't create art forms. If he said that, then he was exaggerating. What he would have done is he would have created it into the form it is today, which means he slightly influenced it in that direction. But maybe it was going to go there anyway. It's gangster rap. It's not exactly glorifying like hard work and responsibility, is it? Like, I don't think it probably ever was. I don't think it was ever destined to. It may be that he made no difference at all. He just thinks he did. But no, they don't create things. They just manipulate existing things. Voodoo, someone would ask questions. Someone would check the belongings and someone would check the luggage. Someone would pick up the wrong box. I don't think that that's the way you'd want to do it. But maybe. Again, I'm not saying no, just it seems unlikely. There may be bad blood between Taylor Swift and Fox News, but the Pentagon is coming to her defense. Okay, that's very suspicious, though. Why? Like, that is the question here. Why are they even bothering to say this? There's all kinds of quote-unquote conspiracy theories about what the Pentagon is doing that they don't come out and say, no, that one's not true. For one thing, it makes it seem like, why are you talking about that one specifically? And for another thing, it makes it seem like, well, what, are the others true? So they don't bother saying it at all. The Department of Defense on Wednesday responded after Fox News host Jesse Watters suggested this week that pop star Taylor Swift could be a front for a covert political agenda. Watters on Tuesday, during his show Jesse Watters Primetime, told viewers that around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset. He then showed a clip from a 2009 conference organized by the NATO Cooperative Cyber Defense Center for Excellence, where a presenter... where a presenter appears to name Taylor Swift merely as an example of a powerful influencer. Quote, "It's real. The Pentagon's Psy-Ops unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online," Watters said. But on Wednesday, Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh pushed back against Watters' claim, referencing one of Swift's big hits by saying in a statement, "As for this conspiracy theory, we are going to shake it off. They made a funny pop culture reference. That must mean it's not true." If anything, that makes me trust them less. "But that does highlight that we still need Congress to approve our supplemental budget request as swiftly as possible." Yeah, no. This is Pokemon Go to the polls level of cringe. They say as possible so we can be out of the woods with potential fiscal concerns. That is possibly the cringiest sentence, maybe that I've ever seen, but at least for the last year. Singh added, seizing the opportunity to slyly highlight a Swift song by telling Congress, "I wish you would grant the administration its supplemental budget request." It just keeps going. They just can't stop themselves. This makes me think that it's true. This shit. The Pentagon has butted heads with Fox News hosts in the past, and several anonymous officials cheered Tucker Carlson's departure last year. The anonymous officials, then, are the bastards in Fox News, because Tucker Carlson has only ever, as far as I can tell, revealed things that are true and needed to be said. Like, I'm not saying everything he said is true, but the big deals that he's been involved in, he has revealed things that needed to be revealed to the public, and that no one else was willing to do. That's why they got rid of him, to a large extent, I expect. Representatives for Swift did not immediately respond to a request for comment. They were not swift about it. In fact, you might even say, ha ha ha. Anyway, that's that story. And if they had said nothing, then I would think the notion that Taylor Swift was an asset to be... I just wouldn't have thought of it. So it would have been, by default, sort of a non-entity. Now that they've said that she's not, the chances have raised to like 5% to 10% in my mind. So good job, guys. Good job.